Today from r/JustNO mother-in-law, my husband died, and I found out the true extent of mother-in-law's hatred towards me. Death disclaimer: please avoid legal advice. So my 29 female, dear husband 29 male, passed away in a work accident in February. He drowned after falling off a boat. It was a freak accident, and the company's one and only fatality in their decades-long history. We have a 2-year-old son together, and as you can imagine, I'm reeling. He basically left for work on a normal Friday night and never made it back. His mother has always disliked me from the moment she knew about my existence. All these years, he did his best to protect me from the insanity, and in the past year, it seemed as if mother-in-law had finally come around and wanted to make amends. Because my husband was still hopeful that his mother could change, and he wanted my son to have a relationship with his grandma, I agreed, even though I didn't feel good about it. Well, after he passed, I had the inevitable yet necessary task of going through all his stuff. I couldn't help but look through his conversation with mother-in-law. You guys, I knew this woman was off the rails, but I was left shaking after reading their conversation. After all these years, she had been wishing ill upon me and my parents. She'd regularly accuse me of trying to divorce her and husband. On multiple occasions, she said she had prayed to God that he will take away someone that I love the same way I took away husband from her. She told my husband that karma will come for my son. She accused me and my parents of being gold diggers. For the record, my parents paid for our wedding and my husband's funeral because that's just how much they loved him. My poor husband did a wonderful job of defending us and shutting her down. There were many instances where he would cut her off mid-rant by blocking her. In the past year, the vitriol did ease up considerably, though there were still many instances of it. Despite her and her family's terrible relationship with husband and me, I made sure that the whole lot of them had priority and sufficient access to husband at his funeral. I know I didn't have to extend the courtesy to them, but I've also buried a child, and I was willing to put aside our differences for a couple of hours so they could say their goodbyes properly. Turns out I shouldn't have, because they supposedly weren't happy with how the funeral went. Pretty rich coming from people who said they wanted to foot the bill for the funeral, but never ponied up. And don't get me started on the inheritance. Husband didn't leave a will, and that's another wild ride on its own. My rant is getting all over the place now, but more than anything, I just need to get this off my chest. This woman is evil. I feel sorry for my husband. He didn't deserve a mother like this, and he tried so hard to work things out with her up to his death. Some days I feel like telling her that she got what she wished for. God did take away someone I love, her son. Talk about sinking the ship to kill the captain. I miss my husband terribly. I wish he had a much better mother in his short life.